Hello, guys, and welcome back to The Last Bachelor. And this is episode 18. When a relationship ends, everybody hurts. This could be family, friends, kids, co-workers, and especially if they built a bond with your ex. This is why healthy breakups are necessary. Quarantine has affected life in many ways. There's also been a surge in divorces, separations, and breakups, mainly because our day-to-day activities have drastically changed and we're realizing who we're actually with and discovering true incompatibilities. If you're ending a relationship, as a man, you owe it to your former lady to be very honest and clear as to why you came to this decision. Keep in mind that you once had strong feelings for her. Most likely, you both have addressed the problems in the past and tried to work through them. It's almost impossible to break up without hurting the one you care about. But there are a few good choices you can make to lighten the blow, especially if you spend a significant amount of time with each other. Some of us stay in rocky relationships for many reasons. 3 big reasons that stand out most are finances, because in many cases, one is not financially stable enough to move on. Some stay together for the children, and others stay for the good sex. You heard that right. It happens. Knowing that you're going to break up can be nerve-wracking. One reason is because we fear the reputation of having another failed relationship under our belt. But it can also be embarrassing for the one being dumped, especially if they were blindsided by it. Your goal is to break up as gently as possible, and to also acknowledge the good times and validate them. Try not to be dismissive or mean or disrespectful. Remember, the goal is a healthy breakup. In my personal experience, my most lamest breakup happened around 20 years old. I really liked the girl, but I wasn't over my whole phase just yet. So instead of being a man and talk face to face with her, and give her the respect she deserves, I broke it off over the phone, with little to no reason whatsoever. Very cold-hearted, classic fuckboy behavior. Later that night, I received a phone call. I picked up, all I hear are muffled crying, and playing in the background was Lionel Richie's Hello. After I hung up, I immediately felt a sense of guilt and regret. I never considered her feelings once, and that was wrong. But we live and we learn. I've heard stories of dudes just ghosting women, never to be heard from again. I can understand how that lame shit can drive a woman crazy. The honest reality is, women handle breakups better than men. Most men barely take rejection well. Look what happened between Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Women worry more, so they'll prepare themselves mentally way before the breakup even comes. Men tend to act more macho about it. Most men tend to not have support systems or friends to confide in. Research shows that men depend on romantic relationships for emotional intimacy and social support, while women often turn to family and friends. So when a relationship ends, men lose the most important person in their lives. This reality hits us when we try to move on to the next one quickly, only to realize it's going to take time to feel that bond you once shared with your ex. Unhealthy breakups can lead to more unnecessary drama, stress, and even danger. That's why it's important to learn to cope with breakups for whatever reason, to learn how much time to take for yourself before moving to the next relationship. You wouldn't want to drag old baggage into new situations. In my opinion, a good 3 to 6 months should be good enough time to reset. Or you might realize you want to enjoy the single life and become a bachelor for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that. It'll only make you stronger. According to psychologist Lauren Soito, there are steps to moving correctly. This is what you can do. End it once you know it can go on. Don't put it off, it'll only get worse. Break up in person. Give her the respect she deserves. Be honest about your feelings. Don't hurt her more by not acknowledging the real issues that led to this breakup. Take full responsibility. Focus on you and what you did. Don't place blame. Hear them out with patience without trying to defend yourself. Answer any question they might have. Make for a clean break, meaning cut off contact after the break. Take time for yourself. This will only show you are serious. Most people don't try to reconnect after that. After a breakup, talking to your close friends can help, but you also have the option of consulting a mental health professional. Here are some things not to do. Don't vent on social media. It's not healthy for breakups, crises, or life-changing situations. Privacy is key. Don't break up in your home. Go to their place, because it can be a very uncomfortable ride for them going home, and they don't deserve that. Don't offer false hope. I ain't even got to stress it more than that. Do not downgrade to a friendship. The focus is to let them look back at what was good and not change it into something less than what you both want and need. Don't devalue them. Remember, you've been important to each other, so try to show them you appreciate their good qualities. It might sound cold, but don't try to overly comfort them. It's awkward enough to be breaking up with them. You shouldn't try to be a support system at the same time. And lastly, skip the breakup sex. It will only confuse the issue for both of you. By following these steps, you have a good chance of putting a clear and respectful end to a relationship. And who knows, maybe someday you both can look back and appreciate the good times you've shared. This next quote is kind of lengthy, but a good one. It comes from Jada DeWalt. It can be difficult to leave a long-term relationship, even when our inner wisdom tells us it's time to let go. At this point, we can choose to let go and endure the intense pain of leaving behind the familiar to make way for a new chapter of our life. Or we can stay and suffer a low-grade pain that slowly eats away at our heart and soul like an emotional cancer until we wake up one day and realize we are buried so deep in the dysfunction of the relationship that we scarcely remember who we were and what we wanted and needed to be. You've been listening to The Last Bachelor. To the next episode.